Welcome to day 2 of our Python programming course. Today we will be covering the basics of Python syntax, including variables, data types, and operators. Let's dive right in. Let's begin with variables and data types. In Python, a variable is used to store a value. The great thing about Python is that you don't need to explicitly declare the type of a variable. Python automatically figures it out based on the assigned value. For example, you can create a variable called age and assign it to the value 25, like this. Here, age is an integer, name is a string, and height is a floating point number. Now, let's look more closely at the different data types you will encounter in Python. There are a few basic types: integers, floating point numbers, strings, booleans. Integers are whole numbers like 25. Floating point numbers have decimals like 5.6. Strings are sequence of characters enclosed in quotation marks like Alice. Booleans represent logical values, either true or false. Here's an example. Now you have better understanding of how to create and assign values to variables. Next, let's talk about arithmetic operators. These operators are used to perform basic mathematical operations on numbers. The plus operator adds two numbers. The minus operator subtracts one number from another. The asterisk operator multiplies numbers. The divide operator divides numbers and gives a floating point result. The two backward slash operator performs integer division, discarding the decimal. The modulo operator gives the remainder of a division, and as and the two asterisk is used for exponentiation or powers. Here is an example of the basic use of this operator. These operators allow you to perform basic calculations in Python. Moving on to comparison operators. These operators allow you to compare two values and return a Boolean result, either true or false. The double equal to checks if two values are equal. The not equal to checks if they are not equal. Greater than checks if one value is greater than another. Less than checks if one value is less than another. Greater than or equals to checks if a value is greater than or equal to another. Less than or equals to checks if a value is less than or equal to another. These operators are essential for making decisions in your program. Now let's explore logical operators. These are used to combine conditional statements and return a Boolean result. The AND operator returns true if both conditions are true. The OR operator returns true if at least one condition is true. The NOT operator inverts the result, so true becomes false and vice versa. Here's an example. These operators help control the flow of your program based on conditions. Next, let's talk about typecasting. Sometimes you may need to convert one data to another. This is where typecasting comes in. You can use functions like int to convert a value to an integer, float to convert a value to a floating point number, string to convert a value to a string. For example, in the below Python code, x is assigned the value string 25. We can convert this string into an integer by using the int function. Typecasting ensures that your variables are in the right format for your calculations or operations. To summarize, what we have learned today, we have covered variables and data types, including integers, floats, strings, and booleans. We have explored arithmetic, comparison, and logical operators. We have also seen how to perform typecasting to convert between data types. Now it's time to practice. Try implementing simple expressions using these operators. Create variables of different types and use them in calculations. This will solidify your understanding of Python syntax and operations.